sequel nobody asked for.
Hello, and thank you for stopping by, traveler. My name's Justin. We've got Daniel. We've got Walker here. We're a sequel nobody asked for. Yeah. Just so you know, we're going to be talking about video games today. What about video games specifically? Kind of a little bit of everything. But yeah, shit. Go ahead, check us out on social media. We are trying to get our YouTube subscribers up. So go ahead, check out our YouTube specifically, but we're also on everything. Everything is in our link tree, which is in the bio and description of all our socials. Go ahead, check those out. You're going to see our merch. You're going to see you're going to see absolutely everything except for our OnlyFans. For now, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But for now, we're going to talk about video games. Here we go, guys. How's it going?
It's good. It's good.
I was fine until I heard about the ASNAF OnlyFans. And then I was great.
Oh, yeah. And then
I've been pushing that agenda since I've been on this show.
I would say, yeah, ever since Walker joined us, I feel like every day, week by week, everything is just OnlyFans.
If you follow the content trends, baby.
Maybe one day.
gold mine.
That's what you guys want to see. Let us know. You know, can't say it'll happen,
comment,
but
please.
let us know.
Yeah. Let us know. We want to have that knowledge, but we don't actually. We
wanna
don't know where
it's
that
wanted.
knowledge will take us.
We want to know that we're desired, but we don't want to execute any of it.
Because nobody
Yeah,
asked for us in the
folks.
first place. So
Good point.
okay, so really quick, guys. Video games. Let's start with video games of our past. What is like the game that you think of when you think of video games? At least in your personal life, for you. What's the thing that touched you?
It definitely
What
goes
game
by
touched you?
me. It definitely goes by
Yes.
genre. My Uncle Tom, he was a game that touched me. No.
I
So if
didn't
you're
want to say something. I was like, oh, where we go? No, maybe it is. It
If,
almost sounded like you were telling like a really touching story.
yeah,
like, oh yeah, passed away, like something like that. I was like, oh,
no, just a weird joke.
nice.
So if you're talking about like first person shooter type games, which I think our generation played a lot of, like Halo 3, but if you're talking about like games that I still think about playing, like that I played as a child, Tak and the Power of Juju was like peak stuff for me. I loved that game.
Popped back into my head. I
So
forgot about
good.
that one.
Such a good game. I like recently looked up that there's like on TikTok a guy who like runs an old game store. Basically, he just like has Genesises and stuff, and you can like order them. And I was thinking about buying a PlayStation 2 and buying Tak and the Power of Juju. That's how much I want to play it again.
Dang.
So
That was
Yeah,
a
I
good
did like
one.
that
There
one.
was a good. I don't know if it was this. I think we played like the second one. 'Cause
they
it was
did have the
two-player.
sequel. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if the first one was 2-player. So
Honestly,
I don't
don't
know.
remember.
Yeah, I think
I don't
the second
think so
one, it
because
had
I think you were the big tall guy too.
Yeah, it was a big guy and
I
he
don't
had a
remember his
lobster
name.
suit at one point.
Yeah, you like I
Um,
think in the first one you save the tribe, and then in the second one you have like there's other people then you can play
Mhm.
with.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That was a good one though. Like it gave me a lot of Crash Bandicoot vibes, but it wasn't like the play style of it. It was just more the aesthetic was very.
Yeah,
Oh my
it
god!
reminded me of
Yeah.
like a cross between that and like Ratchet and Clank, which I was a big fan of.
Ooh, that's a good
But
one, too.
without the guns, you know, like it was more of a Crash Bandicoot situation, at least for the 2-player one that we played, because we also played the
it was
Ratchet and Clank thing.
it was like you had your stick and maybe a slingshot. I don't remember. I should have.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and then I know you could dress as a sheep sometimes. That was fun. Maybe you had like a blow dart thing too. I really should remember it better. They had a whole Nickelodeon show about Tak and Power Juju too. I don't know. I never really watched it. I think I was a little too old at the time it came out, or I just didn't want to ruin how much I liked the game by watching the show if it didn't end up being good.
Fair. I'd say for me, I like what you said where it kind of goes into different categories and stuff like that. For me, you said everybody of our generation played first-person shooters. Call me a nobody because I did not. I don't know why. I probably just real bad at it or something. But I never really played first person shooters. So like I played a lot of different like sports games and stuff like that, fighting games. First
Ooh,
console.
NFL Street.
That's where I was going.
NFL Street 2 was my ish.
Oh, got the wall
That
jumps.
one's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely had that like on my PC playing that for a little bit. Replayed
Oh, there you
NFL
go.
Street and Mario Superstar Baseball on the GameCube. It was
That
much
one
better
was
than the
good.
Wii version, stuff like that. I have some friends that legitimately are still mad at me from like 7 years ago when I was like, "Hey, play this one of my favorite GameCube games, Mario Baseball," and I had it so figured out that like I was winning like 12-0 in the
that
first
guy.
inning,
Yeah.
and I was like, "I don't know what's happening." Like this,
Aren't we all having fun when I beat
Yeah.
you all by 12 with the game I played?
Yeah, it was.
for
That was the thing
$100?
is like there weren't strikes. There was either a ball or a double. And my friend would literally pitch and it would go and he'd walk out of my room and then come back and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll throw it. I got you this time." And like, so that was fun. NFL Street was great. You got to create your character. You got to like kind of go through the whole thing. You either like what I did a lot was just give all my development points to one guy and he was a beast. Called him D player 3, default player 3. It was great. Super tall, giant pink afro. Every game I played. Yeah, I figured you remember that one. It was great. You don't need people to block for you when you can outrun all of them.
He
You
literally
only need
made
one
the
guy on
beast
defense.
of a
Yeah.
man.
And
And
I'm
it was
just gonna
just
put everything in
it
one
was-
person.
Like it didn't work if you were facing somebody, but as far as the
For
like
computers, yeah.
career
You could just
mode,
run through
you
them.
could literally just run play every time. You just
Yeah.
I would posit that and I genuinely still feel this to this day that NFL Street 2 might have one of the best video game soundtracks of like
I
ever.
hear-
I
hear
love
some
all
of the
that
songs.
old
I
can't
music
name
and
it.
stuff. So
I
good.
can't name it, but yeah, 1 and 2, like I hear a song like at Kohl's or something, like something randomly pops on, and
yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, NFL Street, okay."
Yep.
Like I know the words and stuff like that
That was
before I was like even able to register, like, "Oh, what are songs? What are lyrics that I know and sing along
Yeah.
and stuff?" Like those games were things that I definitely was like, "Oh, okay, I know that song."
that was the first game, not the first game I bought. The first game I bought was Spyro the Dragon.
Heck yeah.
As far as like going to the store, picking it up, picking it out. But as far as earning the money and getting it, it was NFL Street. I think we
Mhm.
did like a paper route or something, and I saved up for it. I was
Sounds
like
right.
determined to get it because I want to say they were about $50 around then. So,
That sounds
and I
right.
think we
Yeah.
averaged like $10 a week, our share of it. I don't remember exactly what it was,
Yeah,
but
Isn't it
like
crazy?
because it was
They-
like 3 or 4 people doing it. So
Is it wild they don't make those like street games again? Like EA Sports will crank
Oh, yeah,
out
I
a new year version of the game every year, but they don't do another street or
they
anything like
probably
that.
did something wrong. Like maybe they did too many FIFA streets or something like that, where they
Mhm.
just weren't making money on it. Because the NFL streets were awesome. There was like a FIFA street that I liked. I
Yeah.
think they had NBA Street as well.
NBA Street
And those were
Volume
pretty
3 was I
jamming.
played the crud out of NBA Street Volume 3. So
Yeah.
good. That game also
See-
great soundtrack. You could play as the Beastie Boys.
That's
I did.
you
amazing.
could play as them.
Yeah, they were
You could
playable in
play
the
in
game.
one of the NBA streets. You could play Mario and Luigi or something. I don't remember which iteration it was, but if you had the GameCube version, you could
would
play
know.
as them, and they're of course 4 times the size of everybody. Like
Yeah,
their
they're
hands are
huge.
actually like huge,
Oh gosh.
bigger than the ball. Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Favorite like appearances in games when the person wasn't supposed to be in the game. I don't know if you guys a lot of fighting games had these where like I want to say there was a Soul Calibur game which was just a standard fighting game. You could get like Link from Legend of Zelda in one if you had the Nintendo version, or if you had for one of the later games you could have Yoda or Darth Vader depending on if you had Xbox or PS3. Is there like a video game cameo that you guys remember at all? If not, that's totally a niche thing, but
I
in
don't
my
think
head I
do.
think of those.
Because yeah, I
Those,
think
the ones you said are the ones I can think of.
I feel like fighting games were the ones that would do that the most, and I didn't really play fighting games
Oh,
ever.
for sure.
But I do. I definitely know what you're talking about with like Yoda and Soul Calibur and stuff. Like I remember seeing the commercial or something maybe for it and being like, "Whoa!"
Yep.
And I didn't watch Star Wars, but I was like, they
Oh,
put Yoda in the
And then
game.
like just seeing a lightsaber, it's
Yeah.
like holy
Yeah.
shit! Like that guy's gonna wreck shop. He's got a
Yeah.
lightsaber.
Well, and then
Um,
those videos would be so like epic because it's like a commercial to sell the game, and then you'd be like, "Oh my god, when you play Yoda, you're gonna destroy it," and then you get in the game and you're using an actual lightsaber and you're just whacking the guy and they don't care.
Over and over.
You're like,
yeah.
"This is
Yep,
what would
exactly.
happen."
It's 100%
Makes
what
sense.
happened.
Real.
Tekken
That's funny.
3 was my fighting game of choice for sure, or Marvel versus Capcom was good because
Oh,
I
yeah.
was really into Marvel before like I don't know, like it became a
Before
thing like the
2008?
MCU. I was huge.
before
Yeah.
it was the
I
I
last
was
30
huge into
years of
Marvel.
movies.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
like
didn't
I
you have
loved
like
that.
the
I hated the
Marvel
first Avengers
character
movie.
book? Didn't you have
Yeah,
like
I had a
Marvel
Marvel
characters book, like the
encyclopedia.
encyclopedia or whatever?
Yep, and I would just read
That's
it
how I
like
know.
that was so weird. So fucking weird. But at the
I
same
don't
time,
think
I
that's
loved like
weird.
Deadpool. was
Turns
a
out
thing.
you were on the trend because it became all we see
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
you were
Oh,
as
yeah.
unweird as you could be. You were just ahead of the time.
Yeah, probably. But no, you would see all the characters in there, and like Marvel vs. Capcom was cool because it was Marvel, and then Capcom, which was a video game thing, whereas Marvel was
Yeah.
a comic book thing. So
Yeah.
it was just so weird to see the mashup. And then the villain in the game was a mix of the two biggest bad guys in both the universes. It was just really
Whoa.
cool to see that crossover.
I even remember being like when like Halo Reach came out, or maybe it was the end of Halo 3 when they released that first like Game Fuel by Mountain Dew. And I was like, it's
Yep.
got Halo on the can. Mom, we have to buy it 1 billion times over. It was like, they do
Yeah.
that?
Can we talk about pre-internet like cheat codes and stuff too? Oh my god!
my
Or
gosh.
like Game Sharks.
books?
Like Game Sharks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could
the
get like
books.
those. You could
Oh,
get
the
like,
cheat code
your-
book from the
you
book
could go
fair.
to your Scholastics book
Oh.
fair, and you could get, and your parents would be so mad at you because you were supposed to get like a novel or like a Junie B. Jones or some crap.
But also, why is the Scholastic Book Fair selling a cheat code book and not expecting kids to be like, "Oh, I'm going to take the cheat through all my tests and everything"? Like, you're selling me a book that lets me cheat in all my games.
It's because they never really amounted to that. Those cheats never mattered. Like it was the only time I think I ever used cheats was in Grand Theft Auto, and I would use, if you guys
Never played.
remember, this is with the internet now, but I would use cheatcc.com. You guys remember that website?
I
great.
no, I don't think Daniel did that much. I
never
got
cheated
onto a few.
Ever.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I used a game Action Replay. One of my friends came over when I had Pokemon Diamond for my DS Lite, and somehow did something where I had like 1 million rare candies.
Yep,
And
That's one
and
where you
actually
just
what I would
plug
do
the
with
game
them,
into it.
yeah, I just would sell them so I could buy other stuff and then just play the game.
That's still cheating.
So it just
Free
gave me free
money.
money. But like I just want everyone out there to know I didn't just level up all my Pokemons.
Yeah.
I sold
Oh,
stuff
okay.
so I could make them better in other ways. But yeah, that's all I
Somebody was-
remember.
Somebody was
Yeah.
about to rip up a job offer, and then they said, "Actually, we'll give it to him.
Yeah.
We'll offer it to him." He said he didn't actually cheat.
Yeah, just my friend did it and I reaped the benefits.
Let's
So
say. Ain't that
There
what we
you
all
go.
got to do?
There you go. I just so you know, I got my hands on the same thing. I said, "Hey, can you get that for me?" And you actually did. I don't know if you remember,
believe it.
but I got the same thing on my Pearl version.
I believe
So
it.
I was
100%.
living in paradise. I would up
funny
all my
'cause-
people, and then that was the first one where you could trade online.
Oh,
So I'd trade
yeah.
people online for like legendaries, and
Yeah.
then I'd be
Oh,
like,
like
"Thanks."
literally online?
So
Could you
yeah,
do
I
it?
was literally
Yeah.
thinking about that today. Like you would literally like
Whoa.
you could do it a certain way where people would literally just offer a random thing and kind of trust you, and then you'd give a random thing, they give a random thing. Like you get different starter Pokemon, shinies. Like I had a shiny Charizard, I had like Squirtle, and like all that stuff you're not
That's
supposed
so
to have. And then so I actually recently I got the Brilliant Diamond or whatever for the Nintendo Switch, and
The
there's
remake
like
of it. Yeah.
the remake of it. And so I was like, oh, can I do the same thing where I offer up my Bidoof and get a Dialga or something? And it's like, no, you walk into a room online and people like put up a little icon above their head. They're like, I want to trade, I want to fight. And then they have to approve your trade before you do it. Like they
Right.
see the little picture and everything, and everyone just cancels their trade. They show you their best Pokemon and then they cancel it, and then they offer you a Bidoof. And it's like,
Funny
Okay.
story too.
but
It's amazing, real quick, that I didn't know about this, because I'll say right now, I was not a Nintendo kid. The first Nintendo system, apart from a Game Boy Color and then the Game Boy Advance, that I owned
Yeah.
is one that I currently own right now. I bought a Switch this year, so the
Okay.
Switch is like the
Congrats.
first Nintendo thing I've owned.
I desperately wanted to be a Nintendo person. We got a GameCube, and I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. But we didn't have
never had the
N64
64,
when I
yeah.
really wanted. I wanted the N64 over the PlayStation for sure. Just didn't pan out that way. So I feel like I got a bit of everything. I became an Xbox kid when I was a teenager, but up until then it was PlayStation. So I've had like eras. Of
Yep.
boom, boom, boom,
yeah,
boom, boom,
you
where
can
I've just
tell
been-
Justin's kind of like life development based on the game system that he most frequents. The Xbox phase was an interesting one, I think.
I was right there with him with that Xbox phase, man.
Yeah.
I saw in 2006, when I was, I don't know how old I was in 2006, and we can do the math, but I saw Red vs. Blue for the first time. I don't know if you guys know that.
Okay,
And,
nice.
uh,
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to play Halo so bad. So badly. So I was a PlayStation kid up until that point, and then I was like, can I please get an Xbox 360 please to play Halo? And I got an Xbox 360 like 4 years after launch, and I got Halo 2 with it because Halo 3 wasn't out yet,
Nice.
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I'll say, yeah.
I never watched Red vs. Blue, but I knew that it was a thing.
Mhm.
And I went over and played like Xbox before I had a Xbox at my friend's house. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's make videos in this. And they're like, what? I just shoot people. And I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to be making
I did that
content
too.
at that age.
I did that too.
And
I
I
did
was
that too. I
just
was like, how can I
oh,
make a
that's not how
mission?
we're-
I would do the
Mhm.
thing where
Oh,
you could
for
point the gun down, but I'd be the only one in the lobby, so no one was looking at it anyway.
Yeah, they were just like, I don't care.
Yeah, no one.
I don't care. Shit, there was a point I was gonna get to, and I don't remember.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I think it had to do with. No,
The
I have
things
no
We were
in
idea.
talking
your
about
life?
Pokemon and the online thing, I think.
Oh,
Well,
Pokemon.
you said, yeah.
It was
Go
probably
ahead.
with Pokemon. I think
Nice.
it's. Oh, the Discord. I didn't get Discord until I found out on Discord. I found out you could trade Pokemon online with other people who were like looking for stuff, but you had to go on Discord to like find exactly what you wanted, because in the game there's not like a great chat system. But I got like the most recent Pokemon. I think it was like Sword and Shield at the time.
Okay.
And I hadn't played a Pokemon forever. So I was like, I want to get Sword and Shield. Why not? So I go online because I have to trade for a Pokemon to evolve. And it was my Machoke into my Machamp is my favorite Pokemon. Big forearm beast.
Hmm.
Just walking around
Really?
jacked.
Really?
What?
That's your favorite?
Shut up.
Ah, never would have
If
guessed.
if you're calling him out, mine's probably like Charmander. I've played
Oh,
like
I
I
thought you were
played
gonna say like
Pokemon
Mr.
on the,
Mime or something.
I played Pokemon on my Game Boy or whatever, but I am not. I even watched the show, and one of my nieces
Yeah.
actually is into the show now. So I've even seen new Pokemon lore, and it eludes me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Well,
Machamp.
I trade with this guy. Oh, I trade with this guy, and he's like, please give me back my Machamp after I trade it to you. Because we were trading Machoke for Machoke. They both turn into Machamps when you
They
trade
grow
them.
2 more
There's a few other
arms,
Pokemon
they're
like this.
jacked. Yeah.
Yep. They get more jacked, which is always better.
Mhm.
No matter what anyone tells you.
Yep. They meet new
But
people and become more jacked
guy
with more
is-
arms.
Begging me, please don't keep it. Like his was a higher level too and everything. Like I could have
Oh.
just made out with this thing and been like, see, nerd.
Why are you making out with
Yeah,
Machamp?
that's weird.
That's strange.
Well,
I
if
could
you
have
see
made out with this
Machamp, you'd
dude.
be forearms for a reason.
It's
But
Justin going to the bathroom. Nothing.
Oh gosh. It's like that
This guy's
stereotypical thing where you're turned
begging.
around and like the arms are behind you, but it's
Yeah.
just 4
Yeah.
arms
Yeah.
wrapped around.
he's begging me. He's like, please, like, don't. I have an attachment to them, whatever it is. When in reality, it's all ones and zeros, but who gives a shit? I mean, I'm on Discord now doing this for that reason, but
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, okay, And then I take it from him and I go, ha, bye, see you later. And then I like logged off just to mess with him. And then I logged back on instantly and was like, okay, here's your guy back. And he was like, oh, like he was freaking out. And he's like, oh my God, thank you. You're the best. And blah, blah, blah. And oh yeah, it was amazing. Cause I was like, why is he so like, I'm like, you are trading with someone online.
He built a rapport.
You are trading with someone online. You have to like,
I'm telling
just
you, he
have
traded his
the
Kadabra away
insight.
and never got his Alakazam. Something happened. You know,
something
traded his
did happen.
Graveler,
But,
never got his Golem. Something. You know?
I know-
but you got to
I know-
know doing that, the risk you run.
I know it's an old person joke, and I know I am an old person, but you could genuinely, I think you could make up a Pokemon, and I wouldn't know. Like I know Abracadabra is some.
Oh, don't worry.
Pokemon, but you could definitely.
Kadabra,
Don't
Alakazam. three
You
different
could definitely
words, yeah.
say something entirely random, and I would have no idea.
Which is funny. I think
it's
if
true or
you,
not.
Justin, if you remember correctly, I feel like we've done that before.
Oh yeah, we've done
You could-
that, but we might also be doing it again soon. So don't worry.
Nice.
I was gonna say you could be
We
doing it
actually
right
will do
now.
a game. No. Oh no, we'll make up
It's
some
fun when we
Pokemon
do it,
and
yeah.
you'll see if you like it or not.
We've done Pokemon,
Oh yeah.
Digimon.
You guys
Right.
check
They're
out
fun
our
times.
clips. In our last one, we had a Pokemon named Fupa, and we had to figure out if Fupa was real or not.
It's just my
go
cat.
ahead and check out,
But
and you can go ahead and check out that clip. But yeah, we'll be doing that again. Don't worry. It's our video game month, so we're
Yeah.
definitely gonna have some Pokemon content in there. You gotta.
I would say,
Um,
thing for Pokemon
continue.
for me, does anyone else know Digimon? I know you do, Justin.
I
Oh,
do
yeah.
not.
But, like,
do
I was
not.
a huge.
Digimon is
You
still,
were way bigger into Digimon than me, but oh yeah.
I think because I got back into it as like a high school kid.
Yeah.
I was like,
Are you-
there was a DS game or something.
Daniel's
like
the younger too, as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think
that.
that
Why do you have to ask?
because I don't know you that well. Because I think Digimon was a couple. I think we were a little bit older. We were already saturated on Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, and then Digimon came out, so it might have been a little more fresh to you, which might be
I mean-
why you were more into it than either. I didn't watch it at all. I couldn't tell you the first thing about Digimon, other
Yeah.
than they're digital monsters. I know
So
that.
you know the whole thing.
I know that.
No, for me there was
Digimon,
a
Digital
again. It
Monsters.
was a DS game. It was like Digimon Dusk or something like that. And so like it was like the new version or whatever. And it was I liked Pokemon, and so then I was gifted that game or something, so got back into it. But I like it because like when they digivolve, they go up a level into something new, but then they can go backwards and then go down like a different path. And so like it's more customizable. So it felt like I was making that default player 3 out of my Agumon. You know, he's going up and getting better stats, and he goes back down and then goes back up. And he's like, just, yeah. Yeah, you guys heard that.
I remember
Um,
Agumon.
Agumon was a little
Agumon's
T-Rex
the little
guy.
orange dinosaur.
Yeah.
I-
My favorite was,
Literally no
what's his name? Gabumon. Yeah, these ones I could be making
Which
up and you have
one's
no
that?
clue.
What is it look like?
Gabumon was the wolf guy.
was the Italian one.
Gabagoolmon.
Hey, oh,
Um,
gobbledygook.
I now know.
Hey, I'm a fucking
Walker's
mon
doing
over
round
here.
It's so funny because some of
Walker's
them were like,
definitely doing round 2 of that.
yeah, a mystery nobody asked for.
I'll start
Um,
compiling Pokemon and Digimon and see
Yeah.
if you can
Certainly
guess
because
true
Digimon.
or false
Pokemon
kinda
I'll be a litle bit
Like,
better at, but
that's-
Digimon I will have no clue.
The thing with Digimon is some are like Agumon, Gabumon, where it's like, oh, weird. But then there's Bird-Dramon, or
was
there's
gonna say-
Trashmon.
I was gonna say there's like Agumon and Bogdugan, and then there's like Chat.
Bakugan. Yeah. There's Trashmon, Clockmon, Nightmon.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, they got lazy.
it's
Yeah.
and then there's just like weird cyber mecha Draymon. Like it just
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
They're beautiful.
Like there's it's so weird,
Yeah.
and then like Poopmon. And okay.
Nice.
But yeah, now
Dude,
all
they
the games
introduced
are,
me to
like,
the
weird
swirly
story things. Yeah.
Those and shows the little swirly poop, like almost like,
Like
the
the
emoji,
emoji
the
type
poop
thing?
emoji, where like the poop is like a swirl.
He's just saying the art for
Yes.
the poop in the games.
Oh, I was
was-
what are you?
Because
You know what I'm
there
talking
is a
about or no?
Digimon.
I know the idea
Yeah.
of what you're talking about, but it was such a non sequitur that I had no idea what
Oh,
was happening.
So there was a Digimon game where you raised your
Sukamon.
Digimon almost like on a weird farm,
Digimon
Okay.
And, like,
World is
is that what
was,
I don't
just
know,
now.
but they would
Mhm.
take
They had a lot
shits
of 'em.
everywhere. And there was a one guy who would eat his own shit, and it was perfectly
Sukamon.
fine. He was like a little slime mon, yeah.
So
Okay.
do you,
And
Walker?
you
do you
could
know
literally
what
walk around and
Tamagotchi
just
is?
I do know what Tamagotchi is. I
That's what
think I
Digimon
had-
started from.
I think I had a Tamagotchi, I believe.
So
but
I'm pretty sure I
my
could be
sister did,
100%
though.
wrong, but I'm pretty sure Digimon started as something like that, and then piggybacked on the idea of Pokemon type stuff.
Sure.
So it was literally like little handheld digital monsters where you're raising them and stuff. So you have to feed them, clean up after them, stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's
And that's where that Digimon world came
Wasn't
from,
ready for
where
that.
it was like an actual game where you're training them and everything, but you have to clean up their poop. Otherwise, the one eats it. If the other ones eat it, they get sick. This one eats it, he's fine. Like it was
Just
just
don't
weird.
eat it.
Mhm. You can't tell the
Evolve.
Digimon what to do.
Evolve. You need to eat it.
Digivolve.
You maniac.
Pokemon Digivolve.
Um,
Diarrhea
an
Mon.
amazing game. Isn't really a game, but it was a handheld thing called Scanners. I don't know
Yes,
if you
I
guys
was
ever
really
had
hoping
them
you
or
were
thought of
talking about that.
but they were really cool. It was like Tamagotchi, where it's a digital
Mhm.
device with a little like screen. You would go around scanning barcodes and you'd get different monsters or different items. So
I
like
heard
going to
about
the
it.
store was super cool because you'd be like,
Yeah, parents
"Oh,
love
what am I gonna get today?" Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
they love their
Like,
kid
"Get
running
back
around
by
the
the
store
cart!"
like a maniac,
Yeah,
scanning
that
things,
because
saying,
that
"I
and then-
got a Poopamon."
exactly. I think that game and what was it, Monster Rancher? I believe had a mechanic where you
Oh,
could spawn different monsters based on the disc that you scanned. So, like in the PlayStation 1, you'd have different CDs or different games, and you'd put it into the PlayStation at a certain point, close it, and it would run it, and you would spawn a new monster. So that's what I like more than like Pokemon, where like you know what it's going to evolve into, you know what's going to happen next. These types of things where it had that kind of mystery to it, and like you would get something really good even kind of early in the game if you do the right combination or whatever. So that was some of those really cool. Like I really
I
like
know
games like that.
we rated our sisters like CDs and stuff, like her
Mhm.
Britney Spears and stuff like that. And we found some really good ones on there, and she'd like want them back. And we'd be like, "Oh no, sucks to suck. We get this weird dragon centaur thing. Like sucks to suck, but every time we use it, we get something cool."
Mhm.
So,
And then that guy from
and
Monster
something
Rancher
that's
was
not
in a
gonna
game
happen again with
crossover.
yes, Super Monkey Ball. That little eyeball guy was in Super
Was
Monkey
he?
Ball.
That
That's a game I never really played.
Super Monkey Ball.
Like, oh my god, some
That
people
game's so
were
hard.
into it. We
That game is so
Yes.
hard. I played it. I played it within the last year and a half, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "This is
We had,
insane." Every mini game was like, "You're like, all right, I'm gonna do good this time," and it's like, "No, fuck you. No, you aren't."
No.
we had a GameCube day where me, Kyle, and Alex went up to Alex's place. We put in Super Monkey Ball first, and I'm just like, what the like I'm trying to do this thing where I skip half the level and get in this little hole, and they're just watching me like, oh my god, he's gonna get it. And I think I got it once finally, but like we
Yeah.
were pumped because we were like, how is this so freaking hard? Like, and then I get to a level where it was just, I'm not gonna beat this. Like, no matter what, there's a fast moving door. You roll around as this little monkey in a ball, and it's too hard. It's
So-
too
Even
hard
the
for
mini
children.
games
I don't
were
know why
like
it's
nuts.
There was one saving grace for me on that game, the GameCube one.
Was it the
and
flying one?
Yeah, it was the darts. Not dogfight. That's where you're flying around shooting at each other, but it was darts. So you'd go down a giant ramp, then you jump off the ramp, be spinning, your little monkeys twirling around in there, falling on, and then you open it and it's like wings, and you glide to like a little target type thing. And that was
GTA
fun.
had a version of it where
Yeah.
you literally go off a ramp, floop, floop, boom, land on
Never
the
played
top.
the game.
Yep.
So it's a game that mini game stood the test of time, obviously.
Yeah,
So
I've never
it
played
was a
GTA.
pretty dope.
was a
I
great
haven't played
idea.
that
They
one
just-
specifically, but I've seen it. Yeah,
People who
Gotcha.
made it
They
hated
put it
children
around a
because they didn't
million
want you
other
to be
games.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh,
remember
Mario
specifically
Party?
they had that. Oh goodness,
Good times.
we need to do a
the
Mario
best part
Party.
about going to
I
other
can't.
people's
That is
houses.
one of my least favorite games
Yeah.
because I'm like I'm not gonna say I'm bad at I'm pretty good at mini games in that style of game because I didn't play first person shooters and stuff like that. Like that's my style of game. But I hate the amount of luck involved in that type of game.
It's
Because
very
I win every
RNG.
mini game. I like every mini game, win every single one, and I'll have last place because everyone took my coins and I don't get any bonus stars. So I just don't like certain
Love it.
mechanics of that but it's still fun. Like sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not in the mood. But like if I actually start playing, it's like it's still fun to play through the whole thing.
Mm.
But I just don't like how it.
Kyle
can
and
be
I did a
literally-
drinking version of that. It was beautiful. Kyle was having to. We had a Wario coin, and we'd flip the Wario coin, and for certain things, it was like no matter what, you had to take a shot. Otherwise, there were certain ones where it's like, okay, if you flip the Wario coin, you have to take a shot, or you get to skip it. Like we had rules for that, because there were some things where it's like, if you take a shot after every time said thing happens, you are gone.
Million
Yeah.
shots,
But that was all on GameCube Day. We played that. We played like Mario Golf. We literally just went through everything, but like we're partying basically.
Did you do
as
Don't
well,
Drink and
and it was-
Drive? That's one of
That
the,
one.
that
That's one
one's
of
a
my
fun.
favorites.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, it's
I
hard for me
think-
because you got to be able to slam a beer. Because the only strategy, like everyone loves that game because it's mixing Mario Party or Mario Kart and drinking, but the only strategy is to slam the beer then race the race. It's the only
Yes,
strategy.
100%.
It's the only
I
strategy.
disagree.
Well, you're gonna finish it right at the end. You're
Unless
gonna
you
get to
to
the
the very
goalpost,
end,
and then
Uh-huh.
what I'm doing when I'm coming around on my lap is I'm knocking you over the finish
Knock
line,
you
and you're
through.
not done with your beer.
and then you get
Boom.
disqualified.
Gone.
See, no, because I would be so far ahead that you wouldn't even have a chance.
You'd
That
be
he could
4
just-
laps ahead of me.
Yeah.
We're racing
No,
on the same track, Chief.
I do agree. Well, it's not Baby Park. You don't do drunk driving on Baby Park.
No, but
Um,
I still cross the same
but
finish line.
I
Even if you're
beat
2
the-
laps ahead of me, I'm still going to cross the same line you're at.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I've done it before, tested. I agree with you that I do like the other strategy. I think is overall more effective because you can get items to catch up really easy, but you can't get items that like help you when you're in first place. But that's what makes it a challenge. Is you just after each lap you drink a drink, and then right at the end.
Depends on
you're
if
good
you
to
can
go.
chug or not. I think that's another big part of it.
Yeah.
But I can't chug beer just like but I am just a chugger in general. Like if you give
Big
me a
gulps.
drink of any, I'm going to
Yeah.
make big gulps.
Consume.
I can't do the
rather
thing
than-
where you just open up. That's
I
not
don't
me.
know if people do that either.
But
Can't do
yeah.
it. Even
I
like when I
wish,
played
but
football,
no.
I couldn't even like squirt water in my mouth. Like I'd have to drink
no.
it, put my head back down. and
Probably
then drink it.
genetic or something. No joke.
Maybe.
That's either genetic or like you have to like practice.
I also
There's no
I also
way.
like
I think you can probably practice it. I don't think it's just genetic.
It's
But I'm
gotta
sure
be.
there's a predisposition. I bet there's a predisposition to like being better at it than
yeah.
just
I
being
believe
able to
that
do
to be true.
Yeah.
like if you started chugging everything you drank for the next 40 days, you would probably get
Yeah.
pretty good at it.
But I don't even know how to start that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think it's in your
I
brain.
put my head back and I'm
You
it's
just got to
gonna
keep.
spit out.
You just
Yep.
got to keep swallowing, dog. And also, I'm
Can't
not
figure
good.
it out.
I'm not gonna do. But I can shotgun beers, so that's like the trade-off, right? So
There
That's
you
more
go.
technical. Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, yeah, there's more going on, but it's
Exactly.
easier for me to drink it. Certainly,
Sure. That makes sense.
Hmm.
I also don't drink beer, so
That's
that's
fair.
part of it for me.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I know that's a funny thing is like mixing stuff from your childhood into like adult things.
It's a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
that
awesome.
nostalgia.
I,
aspect and-
Yeah, the nostalgia is like, guess what we couldn't do as children while doing
Well,
this.
yeah.
And
Awesome.
then also, you find out that you were never as good as you thought you were. You were like, I was pretty good at Mario Kart, and then you play it now, like
And then
20
you
years
speak
later,
for
you're like,
yourself.
People,
you're like,
Speak for yourself. I haven't
Gears of
lost a
War.
game of Mario
Holy
Kart
cow.
in 13 years.
I used to just text people for Gears of War. Like you only got one life per round, and you'd go around shotgun people. Like that is what you did. And I would just text people the beginning of the round every time. All my team would die. They'd be like, Justin, what? Like, why are you not doing anything? And then I would just clean house after that. I'd literally just go out, boom, 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 kill everyone on the other team. And my friends would get frustrated, but then they wouldn't because we'd win. They'd be like, we won. Who cares? But like in the moment, they're just like, Justin, there are 2 people away, like 10 feet away from the spawn, about to come get you. And I remember that like in that one specifically, a grenade would spawn there. So I picked up a grenade as I picked up my controller. These 2 guys are like 5 feet away from me now. I like throw the grenade on the ground, run to the wall, run to the other wall, throw another grenade, and I killed them both. And everyone's just like, what? Like, and then I pick up this game maybe 5-6 years ago, and I just go, yeah, I don't have that in me anymore because I was still at the leaderboard was just bouncing everywhere. And I'm just like, I can't even fathom how they're doing this right now currently.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have to deal with it. But like, as far as just being generically good at it, I was still good. But you'd see the people who were just bouncing everywhere. And I'm like, nope, that's not me. That's not me anymore. I wish, but
I cannot be
Yeah.
done.
no.
Yeah, I don't know if like older
Can't be
video,
the
like for
guy.
me, like one for me was it Mario's Strikers or something, whatever, the Mario soccer game.
Ooh, that was a good
So
one.
like on GameCube, I would play that and I was pretty good. Like I wouldn't say I was great or anything, but then I got the new one when that came out earlier this year, and I hate it. Like I don't know what it was, but it was the same thing
mean,
for me
you-
with the Mario Baseball. Like I liked the GameCube version.
Your reflexes get
everyone-
worse as you get older.
I don't
It
know. My
gets harder to
reflexes
do.
are terrible. No, they're pretty good.
Or
but
your
no,
reaction
I
time,
got
I
the
guess.
habit.
maybe your
Yeah, no,
reflexes,
mine for me, like my biggest thing with it, and maybe I'm just more critical now. That might be it too. Like I'm just kind of a pessimist, I guess. I'm like, oh, the screen's too small. There's too many people on it. I hate candy, and I'm old. You know,
Yeah, it
like
sounds-
that's kind of where I'm coming from.
you hate peanuts.
I got the
like,
Mario Tennis when it came out.
mhm.
I slaughtered people. And I'm sure they were a
Me
lot of
too.
10-year-olds.
It's
but
not
you
what you
could
do
tell-
in the game. You're not supposed to kill anybody.
That was the like
You could
the first time I went over to his apartment.
You
He's like,
could
"Yeah, I got Mario
tell-
Tennis." I was like, "Okay," and he's like, like,
Beating your
I'm like,
ass.
"What?" He's like, "I'm like, there's different buttons to hit the ball a different way." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, that's good to
It's
know."
like,
And
damn
he's-
right there is.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's one I just picked up and I was like, I'm gonna do online the second I can do it. And I think you could almost instantly. You didn't have to do any tutorials or anything. And my first match, I like get to the second, like it's a tournament style, and I get to the second to the last round, and I'm like, that was my first time. Cool. And then I win like the next three, and I'm like, this might be a good game for me.
Just
And
bullying children.
You could tell
is
some
my
of them were
opinion.
dads. You could tell the dads that were just like Jeff, Bob, like their names
Yeah,
is
what is
literally
that-
just that. And then
What's it about
Continue.
Nintendo with people
I don't know.
online that make their names so ordinary? Like it's
It's
so
just all
everyone
kids and
takes it
family.
so
Yeah.
genuinely.
Mhm.
They're like they're online.
it is,
Like
it's just
you,
a dad that's
you're
like,
used to.
I'll pick this up.
You're used to Xbox where it's like Dragon Sniper 69, and then you go on Nintendo Switch and it's like Jeff, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, it's just Jeff,
Yeah.
I guess.
I'll say
'Cause you
one
have the
thing I want to
freedom
make sure.
do no numbers.
One thing I want to make sure we talk about, if we're talking about video games, like through childhood and adulthood and stuff like that, and especially when you're talking about like names and personalities in video games, like we had a Wii growing up, and you create your own character in that, which was pretty cool. But I feel
Oh, no.
bad for Justin because he never got the experience of creating his own me to look like him. And so I don't know if you want to talk about that at all, Justin, but or do you want me to talk about it? I don't know, it's kind of a
What?
personal
I
thing.
don't- I don't understand.
So
what's happening here.
basically, I couldn't make my own me because I was the standard me. I would go to start it, and then I went to make one
Oh.
that looked like me, and I go, that's me.
It's done.
Oh.
Like the generic, you
Yeah,
pick
so-
male to start, and it like
It was
same haircut at the time.
disgusting.
Like literally, it just looked like him. And so like
That's-
it was like Christmas or something.
I
when
would
we
go
did
over to friends' house
like-
and stuff. I'd be like, "Oh no, I'm already on your Wii," and they're like, "Wait,
Yeah.
what? You didn't bring your controller to like
Yeah,
sync
'cause
it
you
up?"
could
And I'm
load
like,
'em
"Oh
up
no,
and
don't
all that.
worry." And like I just go on. I'd go to make one, and I'd kind of stare. I'd be like, yeah, we're good," and then just click OK after immediately starting it, and everyone
It
would be
was
like,
crazy.
"Oh my god, no way!"
and
they-
it
they'd
looked
realize
better
when
than
I-
like anybody making their own that tried to look like them.
Right.
Like because you don't.
Oh,
know
I wish we
what
could.
you know them
Could
look
you
like.
look it up right now while we talk
Um,
about the last thing,
I can
and then maybe
try.
bring it up on? You
Yeah,
can
it's
either
hard,
upload it as
the
a picture or
resemblance.
pull it up on the screen. Yeah. On that note, I think we're gonna be finishing up, but I'm excited. There's a game coming out tomorrow, Mario Rabbids. It sounds stupid because it is, but it's a strategy game with Mario, and I'm all about strategy games. I obviously like the shooters, stuff like that. But this one, it's like turn-based, and you can kind of... I think it's Mario, and they have guns, which is really weird. I don't know why Mario
Whoa.
has guns, but
Mario's got
it's
a
pretty fun.
fucking AK.
They all have like different types and stuff. Like some people are a healer, some people are, different
Sure.
classes. And I'm excited for it. I think I might live stream it and or just get some content with it because it is out tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do it immediately or not, but look out for that, guys, because I'm rabid for them rabbits. Oh, also, what the hell are rabbits? I don't know, but
They're rabbits,
like-
but spelt wrong and crazier.
very special rabbits because they, oh my god, they're so strange in that game too. They just literally sit there. Like there was a version of each Mario character as a rabbit, and it made no sense. It was like, oh cool, the Luigi rabbit is on your team, and you're like, okay, does he act like Luigi? Remotely. Okay, then why is he Luigi rabbit? Like
It's kind of
Like,
like
it
if
didn't
Luigi did a
explain it.
ton of cocaine and then
and that
was
was the
in the game.
personality of all of the rabbits.
it's just what it was.
And I'm just like, what the hell? Did you find a me?
I did. I'm just trying to find where I
the
put it.
original me. To be
Same.
fair, I'm not playing a new game right now, but a new game to me. It's not a very new game. I've been playing Luigi's Mansion 3 because that is actually
Ooh,
funny
that's
enough
dope.
why I got a Switch. I watched some other person play it. Andrew JRT on YouTube. He's really, really good if you guys like gaming videos. He's really funny. Does a lot of Overwatch, but he played Luigi's Mansion 3 and I was like, this game looks so sick. So that's why I got a Switch, was to play that game.
I got a Switch about 2 to 3 years ago. I hadn't had a new console in a long time, and I chose Switch over like Xbox for some reason, even though I probably would have had more fun with it. But it was
I
for a
also
certain
have not
game
gotten the
that
new
I
Xbox.
So-
picked it up and got this game and only played it for maybe 6 hours because it just was not what I wanted. And I ended up
Yeah.
using the Switch for other games and loving it. But it was Zelda. I did not like the new Zelda.
No.
The reason I liked Zelda was because of all the different dungeons. There were different themes. It just like things were different when you'd go to do different puzzles. All the
Mhm.
puzzle places in the game looked exactly the same. There weren't different musical themes. It was just
Right.
like everything I like about Zelda, which is like the skin of it, the aesthetic. It
Mhm.
just wasn't there. It was like open world game, cool. Zelda's already been open world. Like I don't need that in my life. It was really upsetting. I hope they do better with the next one. I doubt it. I think they're going to do the same thing because it was so successful. But it sucks. It sucks for me, but you know what?
Let's say,
At least I have a me. Nintendo loves me
There
for
you have it.
something. Wait,
There he
wait, wait,
is.
wait, even better.
oh wow,
There we go.
Oh yeah, look at that.
like you've seen Justin in high school.
Oh yeah, that
And
is stunningly
that-
similar.
Like, look at the eyebrows.
Like now that you
Eyebrows
think
are
about it,
down to
can
the
we do a,
red
Justin,
ball
put yourself back
hands.
over there? Yeah, exactly. Just compare right now. So like just the growth of Justin, very different. You probably couldn't tell this was Justin. It was though.
You definitely,
But
if
the
he
eyebrows-
shaved, you could. If he shaved,
Yeah.
it would still be pretty close.
Yeah.
But it was
Oh,
just
yeah,
crazy.
not
Like
that
that
much
was a moment in time forever saved, you know?
Second in time.
Yeah. I think
Beautiful
that's
thing.
a,
With
a
that-
great place to end. Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us. Sharing our past, present, futures video game thoughts. Hopefully we'll do more of this kind of stuff. I think it was fun.
There
Good,
was
just
yeah.
kind of chit-chatting about video games. D Player 3 for the win for me.
I learned a
There
lot
were
about
a
Digimon.
lot of things
Oh, you'll learn
I
more.
forgot about too.
Yeah.
I forgot
Attacking the
about a
Power
lot
of
of stuff that
Juju.
you guys unlocked.
I gotta look
Yeah,
into
that was
that.
a good one. That's
Hell
an
yeah.
honorable mention. That
Honorable.
and
Just the mention.
there was something else.
Dishonorable mention.
Oh no, let's not do
Yeah, no,
that.
now I'm even more excited for that new Pokemon that comes out November or
Yep,
whatever it is.
That's another thing.
But yeah, I'm excited for video games just in general. So
Yeah, go ahead, guys. Tell us what games you're playing. Favorite game in the comments. Maybe we'll talk about it next time. We will see you later, alligators. Check us out on socials. Link tree in the bio. Bye.